Good morning. Alright, so what am I doing today? I need to make a list. So things to create for the UI. Well, I need a base widget class in C++ for all the things. I need to, I guess there's certain widgets I need to make. So this would be a score and timer gadget. So kind of the question is, how are we actually going to have these UMG things So what are some things we need to actually experiment with? So I'm assuming there's like a base widget. So what are some things I need to figure out? Basically, if I have a core widget class, how do I, let's write some questions down. How do I set text? How do I refer to variables set in the widget creation thing? What else have we got? How do I handle clicks? How do I play sound effects? How do I support tooltips? How does the UI layer on top of itself? So what's going to be the overall structure? Do I organize this by little widgets, or do I have kind of a screen widget, which has a whole bunch of smaller widgets? So we'd have like our clock, we'd have our chat, we'd have our objective list. Is that how I need to organize it? I'm asleep today. Because the question is, if I make a variable inside of the widget in the side of the editor, how do I refer to that object? Or should I just be making event-based stuff? So, like, I'll have an event that I throw to myself pretty much, like, set this thing, and then I can hook that up somehow in Blueprint. Let me see how the Maelstrom guys set up their UI. So what they've got a UI function library. And then they have a whole bunch of stuff there. UI types such as message sender, ping parameters. Let's see. So for every user widget, what they do is they have unique identifiers, all that stuff. They have user widget, notifications, announce pack, data assets, event processor, data assets. So they have they have assets. They have actors for stuff. Extension minimap plugin. Alright, so for the minimap, they made their own stuff. Data assets, user widget. Alright, so it looks like pretty much everything that they created. They've got these public constructors, and they pretty much, as it looks like, they have these, like, let's just, so they use a whole bunch of delegate stuff. With the idea being basically that everything looks to be queued widget. So they have a dialog stack. Base class for gameplay widgets is health bars, has options to fire blueprint events on central events such when the player's team changes. So it looks like basically everything goes from user widget. So user widget it's just off of uWidget. Is extended by users through the widget blueprint. Cooked widget tree, initialize focused, add player to screen as the widget, add to viewport, create widget of class, get full screen offset, owning local player, gets the local player associated with this UI and the owning. So what's the difference between U widget and U user widget? Alright, so it's basically create a, they're just going off of U user widget, not off of some central widget implementation that they made, so they didn't make two steps. So it kind of looks like this. And I don't see any screen widgets. So I think everything's just a small widget itself. Or the screens are in someplace else. Alright, so why don't we start off with just the clock widget. Alright, so let's make a new folder here. Let's call it stage widgets. So let's do Dashkin clock widget. See what we can do with all this. So let's see, this is a U class, we have a generated body and everything like that. Let's see, so then they're saying basically there's a U user widget interface. Alright, so let's see. We want the clock to be based off of something. I guess we should have a set start time, or set start time and set end time, or something. So what's it going to be based off of? So let's do start time, end time, and maybe we should have a clock enum for what clock we actually want to pull from. So why don't we add that enum for our clock type to our time utils. I don't need to add this to my time utils. I should just add this to my generation scripts, because it's easier. Game data. Where's data? There it is. Let's see. We've got process, game, level. Do we have any other types of clocks? Process, level, game. I guess we should use system. Good morning, Karakin. Welcome back. I thought I was adding to this. Did I add to the wrong place? Oh, I must have not saved it. Alright. So, alright, so set times. So float, start time, end time, and then I guess our clock type. We need to include our shared widgets. Yeah, today I'm trying to make sure that the UI stuff will work. See, it looks like Adam had a short stream today, and he's got things going on over there. So we'll see how all that. So I want to get him up to speed on all the widget stuff, but that's going to require a bit of time. And if he is doing things with other folks, that might be difficult to get time to do. Morning shift around then? Around here, where I am, it is definitely the morning. And I'm gonna start trying to use some of this Unreal syntax for... No, you know what? Fuck Unreal syntax. There's no reason for me to change my ways. I can do what I want. I'm a grown individual. Alright, so we'll have set times, we'll have set clock text. Update clock text should be more like it. Might continue working on things offline. Yeah, I think he's probably working on stuff. But it's kind of late for him. I don't think he does the shorter streams like I do, where I just kind of stream because of whatever the hell. It's like, I'm working. I'll turn on the camera. Alright, so we got update clock text. So let's see. How would we communicate with our clock object that we have actual time? I have absolutely no idea. I see. So these are blueprint implementable events is what's going on. So basically what they've got is we'll do protected, and basically it's going to be on, it has to be like show clock text, and we'll pass in what, like a const f string text, and that's what. So this won't exist in C++ land on its own. You'll have to actually implement the blueprint version of this thing, which has all of those things. Will actually update the clock text. So I'm kind of putting my structure together and how I build widgets. And basically the widget C++ communicates through there. So the widget blueprint can fetch stuff and call stuff in C++ land, and the widget blueprint actually does these blueprint events. And that's how we actually set our UI, just through that. Yeah, that's kind of how it goes, I guess, sometimes. Same thing with engineering, where you're like, well, we're just waiting on a build. There's a lot of hurry up and wait in every industry, probably. Alright, well, I'm just going to start working on this. I'm basically going to make the clock class and all that stuff, and then I will set it with, like, basically call set times, or maybe I could have stop clock. Alright, so there's different types of clocks. We'll have countdown clocks and count up clocks. So those will be all of our clock types. Let's see what's in fmath. Like, I think I want a floor. Alright, so get our enums going in there. Sort of wait, yeah, just waiting around. Okay, so if this is a process countdown, then basically we're going to do float now equals 0. So we're going to say now equals u dashkin time utils get real process time f. Get game time f. Get level time f. What is it in our time utils? Yeah. Alright, so let's see. So if it's a basic countdown, then we have now for all that. So if it's a countdown timer, okay, so if this is, we're trying to get the time left on the clock. So if it's a countdown clock, basically it's basically the diff is going to be the end time minus now. Otherwise, it's going to be now minus start time. Most certainly does. So I'll get our diff. So let's make some other stuff like what the presentation of the clock is going to be. Alright, well, Alright, so for the clock keys, I need to convert from seconds to minutes and all that. So I think I've got that in JavaScript, so I can copy paste that from there. It's in utils. Get clock string. Yeah, okay. Here we are. Get clock string short. And get clock string long. Alright, so a longer clock string is going to have the hours and tens of hours. Okay, so what I need to do is I need to call here. So that should show our clock text. Alright, so user widget's not defined. It's included inside of user widget.h. Oh, everything's screwed up. You don't have to open the file Visual Studio. You can just fail to do it. Just stop. Just stop trying to open the file. Good. Looks like it did actually just give up, but I don't trust it to give up. I trust it to fuck up giving up. There. It did open it, so it didn't give up. It did what it was supposed to, and didn't. Visual Studio, why? It's not a virtual method? Right, okay, so it's called native tick. You're developing a callus on your thumb because of because of the game. Oh no, it's the left thumb. I don't know. I don't. I usually don't get any. I haven't had any problems with my thumbs. But yeah, the. I think I have like shorter than average thumbs or something. It's actually kind of funny, but it might be an advantage for using a controller. Goes on with your drawing callus on your right hand. Look at my hands.